What's up, interwebs? My name is Cravol, and let's have a talk. So I'm sure at this point all of you are well aware that I love Hearthstone. I grew up with Warcraft 3 being a major part of my life, as well as a private World of Warcraft server for a while. And yeah, when I found Hearthstone for the first time, I loved it. I wasn't really into strategy card games at first, but just the lore and the world that I had grown up knowing about was what drew me in, and the gameplay I did fall in love with very quickly. So, a project that I have been thinking about doing and have finally actually gotten a solid start on is making my own Hearthstone expansion. There are plenty of services that allow you to make custom Hearthstone cards, and I've always kind of liked playing around with the concept of cards that they haven't made and, coming up with your own card designs. And so I would like to present to you guys the first 6 cards in my own Hearthstone expansion, the Wild Frontier, focusing on all the different areas and all the different creatures, the adventurers and forgotten ruins and magics of the known world within Warcraft. So the cards that I'm going to be showing off here, I'm not going to go too much into the strategy of. Now, obviously, I have balanced them to what I believe to be balanced, and there's very specific strategy implied, and synergies will appear later on as I reveal more and more cards. But for now, I want to focus on kind of the theming of the cards and basically what they represent within the world. So first of all, we have the Pioneer, and as some of you should know, much like in the real world, sometimes when you're traveling in Azeroth or in Warcraft, you're not just adventuring, you're looking for a new home, as is the case of the Pioneer. And the Pioneer, or these explorers who have found new homes, have also found the resources and allies within these new homes and are willing to help you out with those, probably because you're defending their settlements, or maybe you yourself are a settler amongst them. Moving on to the second card, we have the Warlock class card, Fellhound. Now, for those of you who don't know Warcraft lore too much, Fellhounds are honestly a pretty common demon that have not had a ton of representation in Hearthstone to any, if you count them being mentioned by name. They have never been mentioned by name that I know of. And Fellhounds are a pretty major, pretty stock demon within the Warcraft world. They are spell consumers, being able to drain mana from victims and very quickly kill them off. So, next up we have the Priest spell Penance. Now, first of all, with this card, I do have to go a bit into the gameplay because I have to explain the Lingering effect. So Lingering is the effect that I have created for this expansion, and essentially it lasts for X amount of turns, so in this case 3 turns, and at the end of your turn for that many turns, the effect triggers. So for your next 3 turns after you cast this, or the next 3 times you end your turn, you will either deal 2 damage to a chosen enemy or restore 2 health to a chosen ally. And these would be tracked probably pretty close to your hero portrait, because there are many effects. While this one does have a specific target, there will be many of these that will be general board effects, as you'll see pretty soon here. Next up, we have the Siege Archer, and while many of the classes and many of the people exploring are seeking new homes or maybe truth and adventure, the Warrior and a couple of the other classes, to be honest, are merely looking for more tactics and more ways to conquer. And this is representative of the Siege Archer, the new class meaning for Warrior that allows them to get past taunt and just to start hitting away at the back lines of the enemy. Next up, we have the Mage spell, Forgotten Library. Quick side note on the art, up until this point and for the rest of the art, all of that is Blizzard official artwork if you're looking for it. This one, however, I do know is fan art, I believe, but I could not find the original source on it. So if anyone can find that and we can give credit to the original artist, that would be lovely, but I couldn't find it, so I apologize to you if you find this video first. At any rate, Forgotten Library is the new mage spell, and, you know, while many of these new territories we're exploring are very much forgotten, sometimes these places aren't as old as one might think, and there are often many hideouts, especially for mages and other spellcasters, as we will see in the future here. Next up, we have the first legendary of the expansion, the Craftsman. So as most of you know, the Titan Forged were left on Azeroth to keep things in order, and they were also given the ability to create more of their kind, quote-unquote. And so we have the Craftsman, who is left in his halls of stone, and when challenged will immediately summon up many earthen to fight for him and help defend the Titan's secrets. So, at any rate, let me know what you guys think so far of these card designs. Again, I don't want to go too much into strategy. I would prefer to leave that discussion up to you guys, because I could go into it, but I am the one designing the cards, so it'd be more interesting, I guess, to hear from you guys, to hear your opinions on what might be too powerful, what might be too weak, I guess, and where some of these lingering effects would be more or less viable. So at any rate, though, I do plan on making more videos of this probably every couple of months. And in addition to that, I do post other Hearthstone videos as well on occasion, so if you are interested in Hearthstone and interested in seeing more of this, please consider subscribing. At any rate, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Toodles.